Continuing on with our October theme, today we are at a location, undisclosed location here in Springfield, Illinois, and we're talking with the founder of the Springfield Ghost Society, Debbie Lowry. Debbie, thank you so much for
You're
having me in
welcome.
today and inviting me along with this investigation. So tell me, how did this start? When did it start? And why did it start?
Well, the group started mainly because of the unexplained things that's happened, especially through my childhood. There were a few other groups out there when I started mine back in 2000, and I belonged to one of them, and then it moved out of the area, and so I started another one up. And there were very many people, a lot of people who were interested in the same thing I was. So it pretty well went off real good at the very beginning. But
And so over the years, then, how many people decided to come along for the adventure?
we've had different memberships. We've had as many as 60 in the group. We're down to 20 right now, and so it fluctuates back and forth.
Okay. Now, I heard you say a little bit earlier tonight that right now, not accepting members until maybe around the April month.
Yes,
Is that right?
we always close our membership throughout the winter time because it's kind of slow during that time anyway, and we don't do a lot. So usually after the first of the year, some things start picking up. The weather gets better. We can go out to cemeteries if we want to, and do investigations. And for the new people who want to come in, they're anxious to do something. So if we don't have investigations coming in, then we can take them out someplace to.
Okay. Now, where have the investigations taken you? What different locations? You said a cemetery a moment ago. I know when I went along with you the very first time while I was working at the television station, we went to the Loomis Hotel down in Carlinville. So,
Right.
what are some of the other locations?
We've been to, like you said, the Loomis Hotel. We've been to Alton at a private residence down there. We've been to Shody, Illinois. That's kind of up north. We've been to Hillview, which is down south. We actually travel all the way around through Illinois, central Illinois, wherever it takes us. Um, Mainly private residence.
Okay.
Every once in a while, we get a business.
Now, obviously, you have to know somewhere. You're not clairvoyant. You just don't pick a spot out of the air. So, how do you get notified by the public to come investigate?
Well, since our group started back in 2000, we've kind of built a word of mouth type advertisement. And every once in a while, I may put a little advertisement out in our local newspaper, but not very often. It's mainly word of mouth, and people use us and like us, and they refer us.
Now, when you actually have been out on these investigations, I know by having looked at your website, you do have this website, and you do have some of your findings on this website. Tell us a little bit about some of your more significant findings.
Well, actually, there's there's it's not as exciting as people think it is. Let's put it that way. So when we do find things, it's more like EVPs, where you hear the voices on your audio equipment and things like that. Um, in all the years that we've done this, we've never had anything just jump right out in front of us and make us run out of the house or whatever. It's not that exciting. Um,
But you've done this since 2000.
yes.
Now, you have had some personal experiences yourself. Can you tell us about any of those?
Well, do you want to know the experiences as I grew up, or for the investigations?
Well, maybe since you grew up. So what ignited this spark in you?
Well, ever since I can remember, actually, when I was young, I liked to watch the scary shows on TV, and I was always curious. There was always something that I knew in the house that something was watching me, and I would have nightmares, and well, that's what my parents called it, but they were real to me, and I have just always, I'd ask my parents, about things, and of course they would say it was my imagination.
Mhm.
But I've always been interested in it. I know something's going on, and so that's why I really wanted to get started in this, and other people together we can try to figure out what's going on and why.
Now, tell me, or tell our audience a little bit about why we're here tonight at this particular location.
Well, the lady, I got a phone call. Actually, we have investigated two other houses of hers. Apparently, she's got a son who has something that follows him around. So at each house, there's something going on. But this time, she's very concerned about her son. He seems to have night terrors and feels like something is physically fighting with him all the time. He wakes exhausted. Um, she wakes up in the middle of the night with something that strokes her hair, rubs her leg, and it's not mean or anything. It seems nurturing, you know. But she hears voices, and she's just very concerned, mainly about her son. She's worried about him, but she's now concerned also of the voices, and she wants to know what they want.
So, yeah, in essence, then, that was the reason she called you here, and how does she feel you can help?
Well, she wants answers. And so what we're doing tonight is we're using our equipment, and we have audio equipment going, video equipment. We're trying to pick up EVPs, voices, and hopefully we're asking questions to see if anything responds back, if it's an intelligent haunt. And hopefully we can get answers from that.
Now, answers like we've talked, they don't just jump out in front of you. So
No.
sometimes it's not until you actually review your tapes
Right.
or electronic recordings, audio recordings, that you would actually hear something. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's just like her comment tonight was she was sorry. It just seemed so quiet, and she had us out here for no reason. Well, she doesn't know that really, and nobody really knows it until we get our equipment and our tapes and start going through everything. Because it may seem quiet that night, but once you pick up on pictures and audio and video, it may be totally different.
So, do you ever see a point in time when you would stop doing this?
Not really. It kind of gets in your blood, under your skin, and it's just like a excitement. I mean, it's answers. You want to find out what's going on.
And this is the clear way of doing it, is to go out and experience these investigations yourself,
Right,
right up front.
right.
And so, is there anything maybe I didn't ask you about that you would want to tell us and the viewers about surrounding the Springfield Ghost Society?
Well, the only thing is, like I said before, it's not as exciting. People watch the shows on TV, and that's good. They show a lot of good things. They show a lot of good equipment, but it is TV, and so they have to, spice it up a little bit so they keep the audience. And so it's not really all that exciting. So when some people join our group, they get kind of bored and think, but you don't get something all the time. You may go to a place and really not get anything. Doesn't mean it's not haunted. It just means you haven't found it. Sometimes you get the answers or find the voice or whatever, and it seems to satisfy them, and they leave the people alone. That's mainly what the people want. It's just either to get answers or to be left alone.
Now, one of the things I saw from your team that's here tonight, there's just 3 of you here tonight, and you went around, you got a little bit of a tour from the homeowner at the very start, and then you decided and asked your peers here, where should we put up the microphones and the cameras and stuff like that. So how do you go about deciding what you're going to put up and where you're going to put it up?
Well, we kind of go on what the homeowner says of where the hot spots might be. We try to cover those places, but also as we take the tour, we ourselves get feelings, and sometimes when we have a feeling that maybe isn't a hot spot, we also put something up in that area.
Okay. And so how many cameras did we put up around here tonight?
I think we have 4 video cameras going, plus I use game cams also. I think those are pretty neat to use. And several digital audio recorders are going.
And then how long does it take you to review all that material?
Depends on how long we tape. It can take 3 weeks. I mean, because we go through it with a fine-tooth comb. We listen to it, and then we rewind it, and we listen again, and we try to. Sometimes you get stuff, but that's not. You can't understand it, so what's the use of putting it out there? I mean, it's something, but
If you're in doubt, throw it out.
that's right.
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, is there anything else that we need to cover real quick before we conclude our interview here?
No, I don't think so, except if they have anything going on in their houses or buildings or
Okay,
businesses.
how can they get a hold of you then?
They can call me at 217-414-4678, or I have the website, as you mentioned, and that's springfieldghostsociety.com, and there's ways of contacting me on that too.
Okay. Now, does it cost anything if somebody has some suspicions about their residence? Does it cost anything to call you or to have you come out?
No, we don't charge. We don't charge anything. We're nonprofit. We're registered with the state of Illinois. We don't charge people for this type of thing.
And to not be charged, and then maybe to have a peace of mind from actually trying to find out what's going on, that's good payment enough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, Debbie, thank you once again for having me
Thank
out.
you.
I'm sure I'll be back at some time in the future.
I hope so.
And please give us a call if you come across some place that comes crashing down one
will.
time. Okay. Thank you, and thanks for joining us on location.
But this is the room where he feels like he's being, it probably looks like he's being thrown around. He doesn't clean it, but he feels like he's just being thrown around this whole entire room. Like
But
somebody.
he actually is not.
Right, but that's what he feels like, he feels like he's being thrown around, he feels like somebody wants him to fight with them, and if he doesn't fight, he's going to die, and he has to keep, fighting them off, and it's constant night terrors, and he can't sleep, and, he'll have to sit up and watch TV, and if he does sleep, it's maybe an hour a night, and he's gotta get up and go to work, and it's just a constant vicious cycle, and I'm scared for him. I'm terrified. I don't know what to do because I've tried to pray in here. I've done the little smudge stick thing, to pray and do the whole thing with him 3 times, and nothing has worked. Nothing. And, I just want my son to have peace, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I don't really want to put my recorder in there. Okay. Find a place to hang one of these bells out in the open.
Oh yeah, that went off over the other house too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
When you went over there. I'm just beside myself. I just hope you guys can help. Right here. I woke up and here's my stand. And it was shaking, moving like in 3D, like this, but it was also making a noise, like it was shaking in 3D. Just boom, 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 boom. So I ran out of here and I went over in the other room to see if any of my sons were home. And they weren't home. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what happened. I went back to bed. But then when I laid down, I've started having people, like when you're laying down or if you're upset and somebody comes up and they want to, just rub your head and, try to comfort you. Well, I've had that happen so many times I can't count. Or I'll be laying in bed and you'll have your feet under the blanket and then somebody will like start rubbing your leg on top of the blanket, and I have that. And I've also heard voices in here, people talking, more than one person talking. And it happened so much, I've got to the point where I just turn my TV on at night, you know, so they can watch TV, and I turn my fan on. It's not in here now, but I turn it on, you know, full blast, just so I can sleep, and then I'll just go to bed and say, here, you know, watch TV and listen to the fan, I'm going to sleep, leave me alone. I have had nightmares, but those have had stopped, you know, but I don't know why people are in here, you know, having conversations, you know, or playing with my hair, or, you know, touching my leg. I mean, if they want to talk to me, I've even asked them, I'm like, okay, do you want to say something to me? Is there something you want to say to me? Just say it, you know, instead of doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise leave me alone, because I didn't invite you here, you know, so go. It's my house, but they don't listen. They just keep talking. So, you know, I don't know what else to do. You know, it just doesn't make sense. But it's kind of weird that they keep doing this to my head and playing with my legs, but they won't tell me why. You know. But well, I really wish that I could find out why they're in here, you know, having conversations, and there's more than one. You know, it sounds like there's a group of them, not just one. There's like a group.
And where does it sound like it comes from?
Over here in the corner.
Like from the closet or something? Or
No, it just sounds like it's in the corner
Just
over
right
there.
here?
Yeah,
This is,
but they're loud.
it's a smoke alarm.
Yeah. And it's never happened before, and I've lived here like almost 3 years.
Is there a basement under here?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a basement.
But is it under this room?
Yeah, there's a basement under my room. Yeah. It's just, I mean, because if they're trying to tell me something, I wish they would, you know, so they could, you know, leave and do what they want to do, so I can sleep. I mean, because I guess if I was somebody that would be scared of it, you know, I would be frightened, but, you know, I'm just, it doesn't bother
Do you ever
me.
hear any names or anything during the conversation?
I've heard my name before, yeah.
Any names?
No. No, I've just heard my name before, and I don't understand why, because it's just my name and then there's nothing else. It just goes into where I can't understand what they're saying.
Like a mumble.
Yeah, and then that kind of irritates me, because like, if you call my name, you know, you say my name, why don't you just finish the conversation and tell me what you want to tell me? My kids is messed up. My stuff's over there. Theirs is here. Did I ever tell you about that? I mean, seriously, I do. I get a really uneasy feeling. Like right now, I got goose pimples really, really bad. I don't know if you do, but I do. Really, really bad.
I don't use a lot of the newer, sophisticated equipment because I just have better luck with the old-fashioned stuff. As a matter of fact, I'd rather use the micro tape camera or the audio player rather than it digital, but I can't find the cartridges anymore. Okay, if there's anybody in here, you can write us a little message on that slate, if you can. I was gonna say, I didn't see you in there, and the doors are shut. Just for that, I'm gonna flash you in your eyes. Okay, I'm gonna do it again, brother. Jeepers, someplace. We can get it to. It'll quit once we get out of its way. We'll see if that's goes
You
off,
want the
because
light
we
on?
can hear that.